Hey guys, this is Tess. This is a tutorial on how to use tools in an ArcReader map. The base map will be zoomed out when it is opened. At the top you will find tools to navigate and interact with the data. The most helpful tools allow for zooming, panning, changing the extent of the map, identifying and finding the data features on the map, measuring distances on the map, and interacting with hyperlinks. Other tools that will be covered are Toggle Table of Contents, Alternate Zoom Options, Go to XY, View Change buttons, and Drawing Graphics. The data can be found on the left-hand side of the map. The data is grouped. An example of this is Water System. When I left-click on the plus sign next to the layer, more data will drop down. The majority of layers are not turned on when the map is opened. To turn the data on so that I can use it, I must left-click on the empty box next to the layer to activate it. It can also be turned off by left-clicking on a checked box. If the check mark is grayed out, this means that I will need to zoom in to a location on the map and the data will be visible. I'm going to return to my previous extent. The Toggle Table of Contents is in the top left-hand corner. When this button is selected, the layers on the left will disappear. They will reappear when I click the button again. The next button is the Toggle Application into Full Screen Mode. It looks like a computer monitor. After selecting the tool, the map will take up the entire screen, if it does not already do so. The Zoom In and Zoom Out tools look like magnifying glasses. The Zoom In will center the map on the location where you click. The Zoom Out works the same way, but in reverse. You may also left-click and pull a rectangle over the area you wish to zoom into. The Continuous Zoom and Pan tool has arrows in the magnifying glass. I personally do not like this tool, but you might like it. If you left-click and hold and drag down, the map will zoom in, and if you drag up, the map will zoom out. If you left-click, you can pan. The fixed zoom in and zoom out are next. Unlike the magnifying glasses, the fixed zoom keeps the map centered in the same location in which it is currently centered. Panning is one of the most important tools. When you select the hand, you can drag and push the map around to get to the location you are interested in. You do this by holding down the left mouse button and moving the mouse. When you select the globe, the map will cover all of the area that there is information in. Return to previous extent is like the back and forth buttons on your web browser. It will take you back to the view of the map you have already seen, such as the full extent from earlier or the panning locations. Zoom control works a bit like the fixed zoom, but you get to select how much you want to zoom into the map on a drop-down. You may also type in a value if you do not like one of the preset values. So this is 1 to 100,000. Versus a scale of 1 to 1,000. The Identify tool will provide detailed information on features in the map. Let's turn on the Water System group again. The Identify tool is the big blue I button. When you click on the Identify tool, a pop-up will appear. Click on a feature you are interested in, and presto! The data for that object will be in the pop-up window. So this line was installed in 1997 and has a 6-inch diameter. But maybe you are in the opposite situation. You know what you are looking for, but you do not know where it is. In that situation, you can use one of the two find options. Which one you want to use is a matter of preference. I've zoomed back out to the city, am right-clicking on the hydrants layer and selecting Find. This opens the Find dialog box and fills the In box with hydrants. In the top box, I can type a hydrant label that I am looking for, or I could type the year I'm interested in, or the make I'm interested in. Because the label is distinct, only one hydrant is returned, but if I had typed the year or the make of the hydrant, I would get a large number of hydrants returned. The other way to access the Find tool is by clicking the binoculars on the toolbar. This also opens the Find dialog box. This time, the In box is not filled with a layer. The All Layers option will search for whatever you type in the Find box in all of the layers. but that will take longer than if you specify which layer you are interested in. You will also want to be sure that the Find Features box is checked. Because it is looking in all of the layers, there are a lot more results than there were in the last Find search. Some of the results were in the routine maintenance, one in manholes, and one in water valve. If you right-click on the feature you are interested in, 6 tools will become available. Flash will momentarily change the color of the feature to help the user visually locate it. Zoom to is very helpful. It will take you to the feature while changing the zoom level so that the entire feature is visible on the screen. Pan to will similarly take the user to the feature, but it will not change the zoom level. The Identify tool is the same. The Add and Manage Places can be ignored. The Go to XY tool allows the user to input the longitude and latitude and zoom the map to that location. The Measure tool looks like a ruler. It opens a dialog box. At the top of this box are several measure tools. The default is Measure Line. Left-click where you want to measure from and move the mouse to where you want to measure to and click again. You can continue to move the mouse or stop, and the links are in the dialog box. The next tool is a polygon. Left-click all of the corners of the area that you want to measure. The symbol that looks like an E can be used to find the total, and the X will snap your mouse to objects on the map. The lightning bolt can be used to access the sewer CCTV videos. The sewer lines that have videos associated with them are yellow. When you hover the cursor over the line, a URL will be displayed if one is available. When you see the URL, click on the line and a YouTube video will pop up if you have internet access. The last group of tools is for creating graphics on the map. The first button is the pin color, and then there is a drop-down where the thickness of the line can be set. There is an eraser, a graphics search, previous graphic, next graphic, and delete graphic. I changed my pin color to red and have drawn a circle. Now that I've drawn something on the map, I want to turn it into a shareable map. At the bottom, I can change the data view to layout view. When I change the view, a north arrow, a frame, and a scale appear. Now I'll go to File and export the map. This opens a dialog box that can be navigated to the location in which I would like to save the file. From here, I can print the PDF or I can attach it to an email. The best way to learn to use any program is to play with it. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask.